Okay, so welcome back. This is part 9 of my personal messaging system series, tutorial series. And in the last video, we started creating our create message page, so you can just put in a username and then send the message to whoever you would like. What we're going to do here is what we've done is we created our form and we started to check for the existence of some values, which right now is just the send button. So, yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the other 3 values, which is our send to user, our subject, and our content. So you can see all 3 of these right here. 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to say send to user equals $_post. Brackets, single quotation marks, send to user, and I'm just going to copy and paste this, and send to user, this is going to be changed to subject, and subject once again, and then this is going to be content, and content once again. Now, because I applied my own personal aesthetics to the form that I added in these values, what that does is it automatically sets these as the default values. So if you just click send, what the form thinks that someone actually put in information here, which is definitely not what I want. So I will be including the JavaScript file needed to have that, so you can change that as you will. So I'm also going to show you how to get rid of the values. So we're going to say $send to user equals, oops, we forgot the, so if, parenthesis, if this equals, this is actually quite lengthy, so just going to go in here, that's not going to work, scroll all the way over here. Trying to get this. There we go. So we have that. So if our send to user equals that, which means that the person just clicked the form, click the send button, we're going to set the send to user variable. We're just going to set it to nothing. So we're going to drop the entire value. And so we're also going to do that with the subject and the content. So subject equals, and this is message subject, and then we're going to say $subject equals nothing. Whoops. There we go. So change this just to content. Oh no. Content, and put a capital C. So what that does, it just blanks out the values. It just empties the values if it is the same thing as our JavaScript values that we're setting the default as. So now what we're going to say is we're going to say if $send to user and 2 and signs $subject, our subject variable, and $content, so our content variable. So just like that, and then we're going to have an else. We're just going to echo out something. We'll say you did not fill in the entire message form. So you did not fill in the entire message form. So now what we're going to do is inside of our if statement here, I'm just going to throw in a line, and we're going to do much the same thing we did in the reply.php, except what we're going to do there is we're going to make sure that the user didn't just refresh and resend the message. So, yeah. So we're going to create a query, or we need to require our connect page. So scripts / connect.php. So it's the exact same thing as earlier. Trying to scoot over something. There we go. So now we need to create our query. And so MySQL _query. And so inside of here, we want to say select all from, there's definitely not a 6 in select. So select all from messages, where, and this has to be, oh, that's right, where, to, or actually, we want to change this to users. Select all from users, and I'll explain why in a moment. So where username equals send to user. Okay, so the reason this is supposed to be, this is select all from users, is what we're doing right now is we're validating the username that has been entered. So we're checking to make sure that the username that's been entered is actually valid. So if I go to here, go to my users table, I'm going to type in my password. I have a username value, and since this loads structure, so you can see right here, I have a username value, and that stores the actual string of the username. So yeah, so what we're doing is we're making sure that that user actually exists. So right here, we're going to set a num rows. And so we're the exact same thing we did before. So our query, and right here, our if statement once again, num rows equals 1. So we want to make sure that one user exists with the username provided, and then we're going to put an else and an echo. We're going to say the username you have entered is invalid. So the username you've entered is invalid. So that means the username has not been found. But if the username is found, we want to create row. So MySQL _fetch _assoc, and our query. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get our to _id equals $row, and this is going to be our ID. So it's going to select the ID for the user, and we're also going to select the username and to user. Now the reason being is because when you type in a username into the field, it won't have to be in all caps, or it won't have to require caps. So my username is basicsnix, which has a capital B and a capital N. So when we send the message, we want that message to have those capital letters as the person, when the person registered. We want it to have those capital letters that they put in when the user registered. So that's what we're doing there. So right there. After that, we want to generate the date. So date equals date. And in here we want to say month, day, comma, meaning a text, comma, capital Y. That might be supposed to be different. Go back in here. The date, capital M, lowercase d. There we go. So that generates the date. So I'm going to stop this video here. In the next video, we will create our query to make sure that the user has not refreshed and resent the message. So we'll get to that in the next video.